Hey guys, today we're starting chapter 2. And it's called Chapter 2, Paradise. The children wrote in their journals forever. It seemed then finally, they started to finish. At last, it was the time for show and tell. My legs sprang up and they ran me to the front of the room. Then I flung myself in the air again, and I shouted, "Vacation, vacation, I'm going on a vacation." Only too bad for me, 'cause when I came down from my fling, I lost balance and I landed on the floor again. This time, room 1 laughed their heads off. I tapped my fingers real annoyed. "Okay, I've really got to knock off the flinging," I said to just myself. Mr. Scary quieted everyone down. "Boys and girls, the reason Juniby is so excited today is that she didn't find out about her vacation and just till last night." He wrinkled at me.
Winked?
He winked at me. "Tell everyone where you're going, Juniby." I took a big breath. Then the words came hollering out. "Hawaii, people. I'm going to Hawaii, and I'm going this very exact Sunday." All of the children's mouths fell open, except for not Richie Lucille's. Instead, Lucille stretched her arms in the air, and she did a giant yawn. "Hawaii? Who been there, done that?" she said, real bored. Then she stood up and she twirled around, and she sat back down again. My friend named Shirley stood up too. "Well, I've never been there," she said. "I can't believe it, Juniby. You're really going to Hawaii." "Yes, Shirley, really," I said. This was the biggest surprise of my career, I tell you. On account of last night, Daddy said he is going on a job interview in Hawaii, and he surprised me, and Mother went with 2 extra tickets. I skipped around my teacher very joyful, and that is not even the bestest part yet, I said, because Daddy told me that this trip is for big people only, and so my baby brother named Ollie is not even allowed. Room 1 looked shocked at that information. "Wow," said my friend Jose. "You mean you're big people, Juniby?" I nodded my head real fast. "Oh yes, Jose, I am big people, all right," said. "That's how come I got to read the travel booklet with Mother last night. And the travel booklet says Hawaii is a real, actual paradise." Mr. Scary grinned. "A paradise? Huh? That's a great word, Juniby. Does everyone know what paradise is?" Sheldon shot his hand in the air. I do, he shouted. My grandpa, well,
Let's see
shouted. My grandpa, Ned Potts, had a paradise. He used to play craps at the gambling casino. But then someone squealed to Grandma, and so now he's not allowed at night anymore. May jumped and pointed. Sheldon said a bad word. Sheldon said a bad word. She tattled real loud. Mr. Scary stared at her. "May dear, I'm very sorry to ruin this special tattling moment for you," he said, but Sheldon did not say a bad word. Craps is a dice game that's played at a gambling casinos. May stood there a second. Well, at least I gave it a shot, she said. Then she did a shrug and sat back down. After that, Mr. Scary printed the word paradise on the board. He turned and looked at Sheldon. And Sheldon, my friend, he said, the word is paradise, not paradise. Sheldon did a shrug too. I don't think Grandma really cares how you spell it, he said. Grandpa's still not getting out at night. Mr. Scary closed his eyes a minute. Then he went to the sink and he got a drink of water. On his way back, he stopped at the world map on our bulletin board, and he showed room 1 where Hawaii is. Boys and girls, these Pacific Islands are the main islands that make up the state of Hawaii, he told us. He got the word globe off the shelf. The world globe off the shelf, and he asked me to carry it around to show the children. I stopped at each desk. Whoa, said Roger. Hawaii looks like a bunch of little dots floating in the ocean. But my mother said the dots are bigger in person. Mr. Scary laughed. Oh, they are much bigger than in person, Junie B, and they're not really floating, Roger. So don't worry, our friend Junie B won't be drifting away. May did a grump noise. Phooey, she said. I ignored that situation. Instead, I put the globe back and I went to the front of the room again. I know of other information about Hawaii too, I said. Mother read that there are lots of flowers and birds there. Plus, also she read that Hawaii was formed by exploding volcanoes. I thought for a second. She read a bunch of other junk too, but finally I got bored and tuned her out. Mr. Scary did a chuckle. Well, volcanoes are pretty interesting. Really, when volcanoes erupt, they spew out lava, and over millions of years, lava can form land masses, he explained. As a matter of fact, there are still 2 active volcanoes in Hawaii right now. I stood there real quiet, and I let that information sink in my head. Then, all of a sudden, I did a little shiver. Okay, see, I wasn't actually aware of an erupting problem, I said. May jumped up again. Well, I'm sure glad that I'm not going to Hawaii, she hollered. Who wants to get erupted by a spewy hot volcano? Getting erupted on by a spewy hot volcano would ruin your whole vacation trip. Mr. Scary sucked in his cheeks. Junie B is not going to get erupted on by a spewy hot volcano, May, he said. There are no active volcanoes on the island where Junie B is going. May thought a minute. Okay, fine, but let's just say she did get erupted on by a spewy hot volcano. That would definitely ruin her whole vacation trip. True or false? Mr. Scary went to the sink again. This time he splashed water on his face. After he dried off, he put May back in her chair. I waved my hand to talk some more. Yeah, only I didn't even tell everyone the most exciting part yet. 'Cause guess how I'm getting to Hawaii, people. Guess. I said, no, wait, I will give you a hint. After that, I straightened out my arms like wings, and I zoomed around the room 1. See me, people, see me, I'm flying. I'm flying. That's how I'm getting to Hawaii. I'm flying in a real, actual airplane. Lucille stood up and did another yawn. Airplane, snareplane, she said. Tell me something I haven't done. Mr. Scary sat down at her. This is going to be an amazing adventure for you, Junie B., he told me. He grinned real big. And just to be sure that you bring back lots of wonderful pictures, I brought you a little gift for your trip. He went to the closet and took out a shopping bag. I hurried and peeked inside. And wowie, wow, there was a camera in that thing. I quick pulled it out and showed the class. Look, people, look, it's the kind of camera that you get at the drugstore, I said. I am excellent at this equipment, 'cause I already used one at my class field trip in kindergarten. After that, Mr. Scary reached into the bag and pulled out another gift. And take a look at this. Junie B., this is called a photo journal, he said. A photo journal is similar to the first grade journals we use in the class each day, except a photo journal tells stories in the photographs instead of words. He opened it up for me. See inside? Each page has a place for a daily picture and a caption. A caption is another name for a picture title, he explained. He showed the album to the class. Every day, Junie B. will take a picture of what she did on her trip, he said. Then she will organize her photos and give them captions. And when she comes back to school, her photo journal will tell us the story of her exciting trip to paradise. Then he handed me my album. Doesn't that sound like a fun assignment, Junie B.? He asked. I started to nod. Then suddenly I stopped.
Can't see your face. Put your foot down.
'Cause something did not sound right about that sentence. I tapped on my chin. It was the word assignment, I believe. Finally, I looked at my teacher. Here is a problem, I said. Assignment means schoolwork, and Hawaii means vacation, and children do not actually like to mix those two items. Mr. Scary smiled. Oh, but this will be a fun assignment, Junie B., he said. And it's a very special assignment to you. You're going to be Room 1's first official photojournalist. My ears perked up. Official? I said. Did you say the word official? He grinned. Yes, I did. That's exactly what I said. Official. I looked at him again. Official means important, right? Oh, yes, he said. You can't get much more important than being official. I stood up a little bit straighter. Official makes you automatically taller, I think. After that, Mr. Scary shook my hand, and he walked me back to my seat. Oh, he said, and don't forget to take your first grade journal to Hawaii with you, okay?